in battle. And that they would have to choose Zeus, so most of them did. But Hanukkah is very much a feast that is about the end times. Of all the feasts, well, there's some, the fall feasts are about the end times, but so Hanukkah is specifically about the end times. How? Turn to Matthew 24. Matthew 24. And so this has very much to do with you right now. Matthew 24. And Matthew 24, verse 15. Therefore, well, actually, go back. 11. 10. Keep going to Genesis. At that time, many will fall away and will deliver up one another and hate each other. And many false prophets will arise and mislead many. And because lawlessness will be increased, many people's love will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world for a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation, which was spoken of through Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, let the reader understand, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. What is it saying? Hanukkah, which is foretold by Daniel, is also a foreshadow of something that's going to happen in the end times. It is linked to the end times. It speaks of the abomination. That's a shadow of the abomination that will be in the end. What does Hanukkah have? A dictator. There will be a dictator in the end who tries to make the world one. Sound familiar? He will persecute Israel. Sound familiar? He will see Israel as the obstacle. He will make the faith in God illegal. And yet his people, the people of God, will hold on. A shadow of the end times. It's very easy to put it together. Antiochus, Antichrist. Very easy. Sounds almost similar. So where is Zeus in this? What does Zeus have to do with you? What does Zeus have to do with you? Have you ever asked that question? What does Zeus have to do with me? We are end time believers. What does Zeus have to do with us? Well, if everything in this, what happened 2,000 years ago, if everything in that has a meaning for the end times, how to endure and how to overcome a persecution and an abomination in the temple, then Zeus, who is a god, is a principality, is a spirit. That's what gods speak of. If Hanukkah is a foreshadow of the end times, then Zeus is a foreshadow of the spirit of the end times. What it is, and we need to know, because we are not to be overcome, we are to overcome. You see, even now, it's in a different form, but the same spirit that was Zeus in the temple is now on the earth. And you have a choice. And we have to choose absolutely one way or the other, or we'll get swept. Zeus, what do we say? He's God in man's image. The spirit of the end times is God in the image of man. Communism, that was God in the image of man. Nazism, you shall be as God, the master people, race. The pride of science, to create and recreate, we shall be as God. Cloning, we shall be as God. A legal system that says there's nothing above us. An educational system that says there's no value, we make our own values. Religion that is me-centered. Even in Christianity, even in the faith, a God that is based on meeting our needs and centered on my will, our will. Individual believers who are just me. And remaking the image of Jesus into our image. Or bending the word of God to conform to our life. Bending of morality to conform to the spirit of the times. Jehovah is different. Jehovah It's not that we conform God to our image, we conform ourselves to his image. That's the difference. We are called in the end time believer must all the more be a believer who does not try to bend God or bend the word to his life, but bends his or her life to the word. No matter what. It's God-centered, it's you-centered, it's your will be done. It's your will, and I'm following you, and I don't care what the world does, I'm following you. And conform me to thy will, Lord. The spirit of the age is a spirit of Zeus. It is to the glory of man. Focus on man, celebrity culture. So the Spirit of God makes no glory to man, but only to God. God alone be glorified. Zeus was popular. So we have a modern culture that's based on what is popular is right. We have a confusion of democracy and morality, that if the majority says something, it's got to be right. No. Or a mass culture, where we lead by polls. Well, these people find that they think this is right, so we'll go that way. People following what other people do. Well, you can say, well, you can't follow God. Well, everybody's doing this, so why don't you do it too? It's outdated what you're doing. The same thing that was back then. The spirit of Zeus. The spirit of Jehovah is, it doesn't matter what is popular or not popular. I follow you. Though none go with me, still I will follow. The spirit of Zeus was one of self-interest.